We've been eavesdropping on this meeting that Dr. Nanda is having. He's talking about his big planned UK acquisition. They've been very careful not to give out any of the sensitive details, but we're going to try and pin him down on that. Dr. Nanda, what is this UK acquisition? What's the big secret? Who are you buying? Tell us.
We're buying a security company, man guarding company. We've identified two companies. They are amongst the top 10 in the UK. Privately held, not listed on the stock exchange. And we're close to acquiring the company. So we should be acquiring, like Ramesh was telling you, in the next 3-4 months, we should be able to close the deal. They're negotiating hard, we're negotiating harder.
Why the UK? It's your first international foray. Why are you going into the UK?
I think it's more closer to home. It's a market we understand. It's rather than starting in France or Spain where you don't understand the language, or in Hong Kong or China, Shanghai, we'd rather go to a place we understand the business, we understand the environment, the country, the culture is the same as India. And eventually when you acquire a company, it's about acquiring the team and the culture have to match. You just can't go and acquire a company. It's not like buying a car, right? It's much more different than that.
Talking about cultures that have to match, does it really make sense for a security company to go international? Do you have that sort of on-the-ground expertise that is...
Of course. We have the experience of running businesses. The company you're looking at acquiring in the UK, they employ 4,000 people. We employ 40,000 people. And in our business, it's all about managing human assets. And if we can manage 40,000 human assets, trust me, we can manage 4,000 human assets. Trust me on that.
So one last question. When are you closing the acquisition? You're going to give us something.
We should close the acquisition next 3 months max.
It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I don't know about Dr. Nanda, but I'm famished and looking forward to a good meal. We've managed to drag him away from his office, from all his meetings, and pulled him out for a nice lunch, quiet lunch in these beautiful surroundings here. Dr. Nanda, nice office, nice surroundings. Are you enjoying your new digs?
We love it. It's like you're in Bombay, you're not in Bombay.
Are you a foodie? You had a restaurant business at one time. Do you still love your food?
I don't like sleeping. I hate sleeping. I hate eating. I just love living life and working hard. And maybe partying hard. That's all I like doing.
Take us back a bit. I mean, a lot of the big businesses in Bombay are family-established businesses where people just come in and sort of take it forward, but they're not responsible for building a business. At what point in your life did you decide that I'm going to start my own business, I'm going to make it succeed, and what drove you to take that sort of decision?
When I was 15, my father got a paralytic attack. So I was the only son, no brothers or sisters, so I, by default, had to get into business. Dad was there lying paralyzed on the hospital bed. We had to pay 2-3 crores to some debtors of ours. So what do? So after school, I had to get into business right away. So my journey into enterprise, being an entrepreneur, started at the age of 15. So I'm 36, so 21 years being an entrepreneur. That's how I got into the restaurant business. And then I got tired of restauranting, because what happens is that if you have, let's say, 100 seats, like I was saying in the morning, you reach a saturation point. You need to go beyond that. And I'm a guy who can't be limited by space, can't be limited by, I need to be out. I'm a big extrovert. So I said, let's get into a business where from one single office you can grow across the world. And that's precisely what drove me to this business, security business. And at that time, there was no security industry per se. It was chalky there, like you were saying. So TOPS has played a big role in not just changing the way people think about jobs, but change the entire perception of security per se in the country. all our combat officers. क्या हाल है? ठीक हो? कौन साहब? क्या हाल चाल? क्या हाल है बेटा? क्या हाल है? ठीक? क्या हाल है भैया? आप तो वहाँ थे ना? 17 में? 17 में कौन था ऊपर? हाथ ऊपर करो. He saved lives during the 4th of July. We had these mini deluge to save lives. किसकी जान बताई हमने?
10 लेडीज थी, वो नीलोन में पानी में फंस गई थी. उनको हमने निकाला और वहाँ से सेव करके उनको बांद्रा लोग कलानगर तक पहुँचाया.
खुश थी बोलो?
खुश थी सर.
दुआ दिया?
हाँ, बहुत दुआ दिया.
बस दुआ ही थी और क्या चाहिए?
थैंक यू.
When you're trusting your very life in the hands of a company, you need to make sure they're well prepared. You need to make sure they've got all the right equipment to save your life if that's what it takes. Now, Tops Group launched a very ambitious project about 2 years back, Tops Line. It's the first private emergency response system. It's been doing very well so far. They've got a lot of clients signed up already. And these are the pride and joy of Tops Group right now. We're going to get Dr. Nanda to show us around a bit. Dr. Nanda?
Sure. Let's have a look. Come on, sir. Want to come in?
Current status of BP, heart rate, ECG, as well as peripheral saturation of oxygen. It is called SpO2.
Heart, ECG, BP,
SpO2 also.
SpO2 also.
Oxygen percentage in our body.
Right.
And
You also have a defibrillator, don't you?
this is defibrillator.
This is what you would, somebody's heart goes off, you give the shocks. Every life brigade of ours is a certified ICCU. So it's a full-fledged ambulance with paramedics and doctors on board. It's a properly designed, structured ambulance for you. And it's also a mini fire brigade. So in case of the fire in somebody's house, we've also got snorkels on top, we've got ladders, we've got water pipes. You see the snorkel, the water pipe? It's got a snorkel which can go up to how many, 20 foot high?
Yes.
20 foot high, we've got a snorkel on top which can go 20 foot high. So if you're stuck on the second floor, a ladder goes up, evacuates you from there.
How big is your fleet now? How many customers do you have? How's the Tops Line sort of operation going right now?
We've got over 400,000 customers till now. We've saved over 4,000 lives. And like you were saying, in the past 1 week we've saved 85 more lives because of the rains and the mini deluge you had. Yeah.
Are you expanding the business?
Yes, we're looking at going to Bangalore, Pune. It's been a resounding success, so why not? And like I said, we're not looking at earning money from this. We're just looking at giving back to the society we live in, making the city a better place for our children to live in.
We're going to follow these ambulances to Hyper City Mall, which is one of the places that Tops Group provides manned security services. That's the heart of their business. And our boss today, Dr. Diwan Rahul Nanda, is going to make a surprise check.
कब भर्ती हुए टॉस में भैया 2 साल हो गए सब ठीक सब ठीक है ट्रेनिंग में नहीं हुई थी हाँ
Dr. Nanda, do you do these surprise checks often?
I can do them very often because it gives you a true feeling what exactly is happening in the customer's location. You know, we've got around 10,000 facilities like these. So I can't go all over, but surprisingly, at times I go surprise checks. Very important, I believe.
How do you, is that a way of trying to maintain quality? Because it is a people-oriented business. You have to maintain quality, yet you can't always have complete control over the people on the ground, right?
Absolutely. Quality is important, and also meeting the customers. You know, we are a very customer-centric, customer-driven company. So we always believe in being in touch with the customers, and they love it. You know, when the chairman of the company comes and visits them, they love it. Well, like you saw a customer today in the office, and our customer. I've been saying from morning, it's about networking, it's about being with the people you want to be, with the in crowd, the good crowd, the business-minded crowd. In my party, if you come, you'll never see wannabes. You will never see aspiring people. You always see people who have arrived.
We spent a whole boss's day out with Dr. Diwan Rahul Nanda, CMD of the Tops Group. And if there were 2 words I had to use to describe our day today, exhausting but exhilarating. Now, Dr. Nanda has big plans for the Tops Group. They're hoping to do a turnover of about 400 crores this year, but they're planning to grow it to about 4,500 crores in the next 10 years. It's going to take a lot of hard work. Dr. Nanda says he's willing to put in the work that it takes, but he's also going to have the time of his life along the way. In Mumbai with camera person Ranjit, this is Ira Jugal for NDTV.